Hey guys, Amanda here from Faithfully Homemade, and today I'm going to try to do a quick video because I am sick again. All of my kids have been sick for the last couple of days, and now I have the cold, and it's not fun at all, so I'm going to try to make this video kind of quick. But I wanted to show you all of the counting activities that I have that are new, that I've been using with my, actually we haven't started using them yet because he's been sick, but I'm going to use with my preschooler. All of these activities, I will leave a link below where you can download everything off my website, and these are all also included in my Ultimate Preschool download, which is awesome. So if you already have that download, you can get all of this stuff for free. Just go click on it and download the new things that I've added. If you don't have that, the Ultimate Preschool download, check it out. It's a great way to save and get all my future resources for free. All right, let's get into it. So the first activity that I have here, I have some counting mats. Okay, see this? There are a couple of different ones. Now, one of the things I want to say is that my printer, when I printed these out, the ink was running out, so it's acting all weird. If you can see, like, some of the ink, the colors are weird and stuff like that. So when you print yours out, it won't look like this. It won't have these lines in it, but my printer was acting up. So just to FYI why these look kind of funny. So what you can do with these counting mats is you can use a bunch of different things. You can use magnetic numbers. These numbers are actually numbers from a puzzle that I have. So you can pull out numbers that you have from a puzzle, or like I said, magnetic numbers. And what you do is you just have them count on the mat, and then they match the numbers. So there's 1, so they'll find the 1 and they'll cover it up. There's 3, they'll cover it up like so until they finish the entire mat. These go from 1 through 10. So I use those. Another thing I like to use are these little blocks. These are from a Melissa and Doug little set where they can put strings through them, and I lay them out 1 through 10, and then they just find the blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that one has 5, and they just cover them up. 2, and so on, and they will continue until they've counted and covered up the entire mat. Let me show you a different one. So this one has bugs. This one is like jars with little bears, and same thing, 1 through 10. And another thing I like to use are these. I made these little race cars, and I just put numbers on all of them. My son loves cars, so he can just kind of drive them to the right number. So he can take his car, and he can drive the 1 to 1 bear, and then he can keep counting. This one has 3 bears, so he would drive his 3 car to the 3 bears, and so on. So that one's kind of fun. Another mat. So these mats are all the same. There's just different ways to count. This one has just little piggy banks with coins, so that has 2, so he would cover up 2, and so on. Now, if you don't have any of these extras where like you don't have a puzzle you can use, you don't have magnetic numbers, you don't have any of this, I also included in this download some number cards. So you can just use these number cards if you'd rather. And then here's another example of another mat that comes in this download. And this one has gumballs. And so there's the number 1, so he would just cover up the number 1. Then he would look for the number 2, and he would cover it up. So you can just use these cards that I included, print them out and laminate them if you don't have any of these other manipulatives to use. So that is just another example. So I gave you a couple of different options of the different mats to use. Here's another one. Obviously, again, you can see my printer was like going out, but normally these trees should be green and the apples should be red, obviously, and it wouldn't have all these lines because my ink was going out. But anyway, it's the same concept. So cover up 1 apple, cover up 2 apples, and so on. Okay? So then, after the counting mats, I have number mats. So number mats is basically the same thing, except they're going to count out objects instead. So, for example, in this number mat, I'm going to move it over here. And move these over. Okay, so in this number mat, you can use different manipulatives. This one I have is, I just have these little Unifix cubes. And what he would do is, so he would get 1 cube, and he would put 1 cube on the 1. And then the reason I like these cubes is because you can stack them. So here's 3, so he would count out 1, 2, 3. Sorry, my kids are coughing in the background. We're all sick. Anyway, so there's 3, as you can see. So he would stack up 3, and so on. He would continue on. So these cubes are really good to use for this. Another thing you can use for these are, if you save the lids to some of those squeezable food jars, you can use those, and they stack up really good. So here, if I would just gonna do 3, 1, 2, 3, and those stack up pretty good. Obviously, you can use blocks, anything that will stack. And also, if you don't have things that will stack, you can even just do it like this. So here are some little pom-poms with magnets on the back, and I like to use them on cookie sheets because the magnets stick. So I would just have him put 1 magnet on that one, and then let's say he was going to do 5. He would just do 1. He'd just try to fill them up. So even though they don't stack, he can fill them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Some of the bigger numbers, he would just continue on, but it might, you know, take up a little bit more space. But anyway, so that's another way you can do it, is if you have just little objects, and they're gonna do that. So I have a couple different options for number match. So I have this one, and then I have this one, which is just a different set of kids. So this one has these kind of kids with numbers. This one has these kind of kids with numbers. And the other number match just looks like this, and it just has regular numbers with no kids. So 3 options for that. Okay, then another activity I have for that comes in the same download is these number cards, and I just have them kind of all mixed up. You don't have to mix yours up, but I wanted to mix. Here's a good example of what the tree is supposed to look like. I kind of mix mine up, but what you want to do is have the kids pick a card, and then I'm going to use this not dry erase, this pocket chart. And these cards come in the download as well, and I put the cards up there already, and then they're just going to count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 apples on this tree, so they're going to put it in the pocket chart under the number 6. And they'll just keep on going. I mixed mine up. You don't have to mix yours up. You could do like all trees or all jars or all pigs, whatever you wanted to do. But I wanted to mix mine up. So this one has 3, so he's going to put it under the 3 in the pocket chart, and so on. So that's one way to match them up. Another thing you could do, these cards also come in the download, and it's the same thing. It's just kids holding numbers. And if you don't have a pocket chart, they could just do it right here on their cookie tray or on their desk. So you just give them 2 cups. 1 cup has the numbers, and 1 cup has the matching. So you would pick, okay, here's number 1, and then they would kind of flip through here until they found a number 1 to match it up with, or make it even easier since there's so many in this one, have them grab one of these and count it. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they would just come in here and get to the 5 and match it up on their desk. So there we go, 5 and 5, and then we do another one. Here's number 2. So we're going to look in our little bin here and match up the number 2. All right, so those are all the activities I have for counting this week. If you're interested, again, all the links will be below, and have a great one. Bye.